Okay, so we brought 8 artists who are based in Goa for this exhibition, short stories from Goa. And one of the attempts of this exhibition is to place the spotlight on art from Goa, its growing importance, its visibility, its representation, because and to place it within a national discourse, a national art landscape. As you know, or for people who don't know, some of the top artists in India come from Goa. Gaitonde, Souza, Trinidad, Fonseca. And this trajectory of Indian art has often been neglected or ignored. That's why we wanted to bring them to Delhi and place them within a national art landscape. And Shilpa Nashnolkar works in a very neo-expressionist style. You can see her strong brush strokes and the texture of the works. And she's telling stories about people who are not often seen in art. These are not pretty pictures, these are pictures of bold protagonists and their moods. So she's exploring the inner psyche of these protagonists, and it's often not very, the happiness. There's a range of emotions, sadness, anger, things that you wouldn't normally see. She's revealing through her paint and through her brush strokes what is going on inside the facade of a person. Norman Tagore thinks he is inspired by the Australian Aborigines, who think of painting as a magical ritual or dream time where they're bringing their desires to life through painting. And he's also bringing his desires to life through painting because he wants to shape reality as he paints it. So he's created these worlds filled with intimacy, desire, connection, love. There are all couples. There's a lot of, there's Krishna with gopis. There's musical, Orpheus and Eurydice. And it's all about this authenticity and the connection between people. So Viraj Nayak is telling tales, literally, because his characters are very hybridized. They're human, they're animal. And he's sort of telling tales of neighborhood living with all its gossip, with human flaws, with foibles. And it's very reminiscent of oral folklore, of the Panchatantra, of Aesop's fables, because there's this fun element, and at the same time there's this whole like human beings and how the pressures of social networking and what emerges in neighborhood living. Shripad Gaurav's telling stories that are completely drawn from Goan life, and Goa is a very central figure in his work, because as the Portuguese ruled Goa for over 450 years and shaped the way Goa is today, because you can see it in the cuisine, in the brightly patterned Western dresses, the architecture, the faith. Everything changed and everything sort of got transmuted and translated into the Goa we see today. So there is a lot of local color and local stories that feature in Shripad Gaurav's works. For instance, you have the garafao, which is the hand-blown glass bottle that was used to store and age feni. You can see the cashew feni. You have the machiwali, of course. And you have all this architecture, the clothing, the faith, everything that changed or was influenced by over 450 years of Portuguese ruling Goa. So Antonio Costa is a very senior abstractionist, and his stories are as colorful as he is in a way, because he's distilling all these local customs, experiences that he's had living all over the world, painting his way around the globe. And all of that you can see that comes out, a lot of international influences in his work, and a lot of explorations and journeys that are both spiritual as well as nomadic. So Harsh Shilkar is a very senior artist living in Goa, and he has these philosophical and poetic explorations. This time what he's chosen to do in hymns in black and white is very interesting, because he's taken the minimal notes that are used in ancient Vedic chants, just 3 or 4 notes, and he's translated that visually into these monochromatic works, which are, you can see this black that he's developed. It's his signature black. The whole style is his very personal, developed style. And you've got these swirling blacks that are there's an upsurge, then they go into soothing whites. So he's trying to capture both sound and silence in these very rhythmic Vedic chants. Darpan Kaur is paying homage to Goa in these abstract works because she is very inspired by the lush and the wild and the Susigat spirit of Goa. So you have like a non-linear branch growing, you have a bud blooming somewhere that she can see in her mind's eye, you know. So you have the anticipation of rain, you have clouds floating across. So it's all drawn from Goa and its lush landscape. Manjunath Nayak is telling his stories very fearlessly and boldly with these voluptuous figures. So he has based this series on the legend of the phoenix rising. So there's creation, destruction, and rising even stronger from the ashes. And so there's growth, there are flowers blooming, and it's like you're emerging stronger than you ever were before. These 8 artists from Goa are telling these stories each in their own distinctive style. They are different in generation, in identity, in their artistic practice, but at the end of it they are connecting us all with the universality of their stories. So please do come, have a look and immerse yourself in these short stories from Goa.